We are so close to the launch of the iPhone 17, but in today's video, I'm gonna recap my experience with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. If you are excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, let's talk about the best and the worst things about this iPhone. Let's get started. After 12 months of using this iPhone, I do have my final opinion. This is a final review of the iPhone 16 Pro Max. This has been my companion for the last 12 months, and so I do know it throughout it all. This iPhone is a very, very good phone. One of the best phones in the market. But it has some flaws that I did not saw on the iPhone 15 Pro Max when I used it. The 15 Pro Max was an awesome upgrade. I came from the iPhone 14 Pro Max and I saw through it all. I saw the new action button, I saw the incredible new cameras, and I saw the incredible new titanium design. And for me, coupled with that, the USB-C port, for me, the iPhone 15 Pro Max was an awesome upgrade, and I loved that phone. Then I jumped for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And this iPhone, I was, well, let's say reticent, because I was thinking that how can Apple improve such good iPhone like the iPhone 15 Pro Max? And I guess after 12 months, I guess I was a bit right. Because this iPhone, although it's a really good phone, it's a very small upgrade over the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It improves on details. It improves especially on the ultra-wide camera. It improves a bit, tiny bit, on the main sensor and a tiny bit on the telephoto. But it's so small that you actually don't notice the difference. Then it also upgrades your video capabilities. It also upgrades especially your camera buttons. So this is a very small upgrade. Oh, it also improved on the display. This is a bigger display, but I might say that after 12 months, I don't notice the bigger display. Only if I put side by side both iPhones that I notice the tiny bigger display, which I may say, it has a bit smaller bezels, but you don't really care about it. The only thing that you actually do care about, and it's very present on this iPhone, is the camera control, and of course, the new ultra-wide lens, because it's a 40 megapixel ultra-wide lens. Is it better? Well, definitely. It's definitely better than the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the other iPhones, but do you actually notice it when taking photos? I don't know. It depends. Whenever you're doing on good lighting conditions, you don't actually notice the difference between this iPhone and the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But I've taken incredible photos with this iPhone, incredible video. I might say this is the best camera ever on a phone. And I've done it. So far throughout the year, I've taken incredible photos throughout my trips. I traveled a lot in 2025 and even at the end of 2024. And I said, okay, I have tons of opportunities to test out the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And I did. And I took incredible photos. But the thing is, the iPhone 15 Pro Max also did that. I also traveled a lot with that phone and also took incredible photos. So the thing that I noticed the most, yes, it was on the video side, a bit better with the dynamic range, a bit better with the low light video, and a bit better, especially with the ultra-wide camera, because it had more resolution, had more megapixels, all the photos were a bit sharper, and especially on low light conditions, because it had the pixel binning, could take better photos. So this is undoubtedly a better ultra-wide lens. But it's an ultra-wide lens, so do you actually care about it? I might say probably not. And the other thing that also improved, and you really notice it whenever you pick this iPhone, is obviously the camera control. And here is something that I need to talk about, because this was one of my biggest gripes with the iPhone 16 Pro Max throughout the whole year. This was terrible. Apple needs to change the camera control. Camera control is a good idea, in my opinion. It's something that you need to improve on. Don't kill. Because I think that camera control might be an interesting thing to do. Take photos, press to focus, and use this as a camera shutter for your phone. Just like a camera. But the thing is, how it's currently actually made, it's so bad. Because it's very sensitive to touch. And it's on an area that you really use with your iPhone like this. Or sometimes you are using your phone with your other hand, especially with your left hand, like this. And you want to take photos like this. What happens is, you are touching your fingers, might you see, touching your fingers on the camera control, right there. And what happens is, whenever you're taking photos, videos, or anything, this will mess up with your exposure, with your lens, with your focus, anything that you actually select on the camera control, it will change it because you are moving around with your fingers. So I've ruined thousands of photos, take terrible video with the exposure, with the focus, with the camera, change the zoom with camera control. This has ruined some family photos, this has ruined some incredible occasions, and I've been pissed. When I say pissed, it's very pissed with it. I consider it turned it off, but I don't think there's an option. If there is, then it's completely useless. So Yeah, camera control, never used it once whenever I took photos. The only actual time that I thought it's actually useful is whenever you have your hands wet. So whenever you want to take photos with your hands wet, it recognizes your fingers better than the display. But other than that, it's a terrible implementation. Apple needs to change it. Apple needs to make it simpler. Apple needs to make it better. Simply better. Not simply throw it out at you and give, oh, that's the use case. No, just like they did with Dynamic Island, the first year was kind of meh, but the second year was much better. The third year was incredible. Now, I think that Apple needs to do something about camera control. This year, they need to change it. They need to change the sensitivity. They need to change something on the OS to make it better and more usable. Like, make it simpler. I don't need something that can change all types of settings. No, I just need a button to take a photo and to press and focus. Nothing more than that. And one thing that is also very, very useful that Apple could do is give me the opportunity to turn it off. I don't think there's an option for that, but if there is, then leave it on the comments down below. But I think that this camera control is definitely the worst part of the experience with the iPhone 16 Pro Max that was not there with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. The action button is still the same thing. This year was the year of AI, and I used it for my AI needs, for ChatGPT, and now that I have all of Apple's intelligence AI, so AI, Apple Intelligence, I might say that I'm pretty much disappointed. I don't use it almost every time because it's very, very bad. I don't actually remove subjects from photos because it's not the best. Much, much better on Google's AIs, much, much better on Samsung's AIs. And I don't actually use it for nothing else. So I don't use Apple Intelligence. Even if I have it on my phone, I don't use it. I'm very, very disappointed on that. We need more ChatGPT integration. That's what I'm saying. And camera control was also a very, very bad thing about the iPhone 16 Pro Max in terms of experience. One thing that actually disappointed me, but only now until the end, I don't think I have that worse of a battery life. I think I only have like, let me just check, but I think I have like 93, 94% battery health. I have 95%, so it's really, really good actually, was the battery life. I have a vlog coming up, or at least it has been released for my vacation. It is the last day in the life video with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. It's on my vacation to Sardine, and I have there, and let's just say this iPhone died by like 5 p.m. But go check out the vlog, I think you will enjoy it. This iPhone was going to die at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. on a vacation day. I need to take photos, videos, I need to use GPS, and the iPhone died on me. So the battery life is not the best experience. This was a good battery life, but not the best. The 15 Pro Max definitely was better. I don't know if it's because of the bigger display, not sure. But I think that Apple could improve the battery life. At least make it last until 8, 9 p.m., until dinner time. I don't know. I love using iPhones. I love using my phone to take photos, videos. I never took out the camera this vacation. I always took photos with this phone, and I will go to the cameras in a bit, but I'd say that the battery life could have been better, could have been sharper, could have been there for me. With the 15 Pro Max, never had these issues. The 16 Pro Max, don't know why, but now, at the end of the year, I started to notice that the battery life was not the best. It's currently 1 p.m. on my day, and I did not use the iPhone. It's at 98%, so this will last me the whole day, easily. But in days that I actually use the iPhone a lot, especially vacation day, whenever I took lots of photos and lots of videos, this kind of disappoints me. As for the display, this is insane. This display is really, really good. Like, it's the best display I've used on an iPhone. It's big, it's bright, I can see it anywhere. The only issue that I had these days, especially again, on the last part of the year, because the battery life was not the best, was the overheating of the phone, which in point made the display dim a lot. And I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's my fault because it's too hot outside. I don't know if it's the iPhone's fault because it cannot cool itself. But I really noticed it. And especially again, on that vlog that you should watch, you could see that it was the time of the day that I was taking photos and I could not even see the iPhone. So it was full brightness and I was like under the table trying to see the phone and you couldn't. And it was ridiculous how dim the iPhone was on maximum brightness. Why? Because it was very, very hot and it needed to preserve its battery health. So, yes, overheating, battery life, and the camera control were probably the things that disappointed me the most. Again, with Apple Intelligence. But that's a software promise that Apple can fix in the future. The rest, you do actually need to try out better and harder with the iPhone 17. Let's now talk about the cameras, something that lots of people consider whenever they buy an iPhone. And this time, it's no different. I thought, well, this is a better iPhone than the 15 Pro Max. It will have better cameras. Was I right? Definitely. This had better cameras than the iPhone 15 Pro Max. The main camera has been sharper, can take better photos with more bokeh, and the video is definitely better. So overall, this was a good upgrade over the iPhone 15 Pro Max. The thing is, do you notice the difference for the average Joe whenever you take photos with the 16 Pro Max and the 15 Pro Max? And the answer is not. Because you can take photos with the 16 Pro Max, you can take photos with the 15 Pro Max. And this vacation I did, because my mom's phone is a 15 Pro Max, my old 15 Pro Max. This iPhone is a 16 Pro Max, and so I took lots of photos with both. Then, if I put it side by side, although they are not the same photos, you will think, well, these were taken with the same phone, right? And for the average Joe, you cannot tell the difference. It's on the minute details. And okay, if you are like me and you enjoy that and you will always want the best cameras, then you will upgrade. But if you are the average Joe, you won't. My mom is very, very happy with her phone. And she didn't want to upgrade for the 16 Pro Max now this year. I said, do you want my iPhone? She was like, no. Why do I need your iPhone? I have mine. I love mine. And I said, oh, this one is better. She was like, I don't care. My phone is still very, very good. And I was like, okay. Then I moved on and I'm doing other things with this phone. So, yeah. As you see, the average Joe does not really care about the cameras in terms of upgrade over year. So, these had better cameras. Yes, I did take incredible photos this year. Now I want to show you some. As you can see, absurd. This iPhone is getting to levels where mirrorless cameras are touching. So, I think that we are so close to replacing mirrorless cameras with phones, especially on the photos side. This telephoto is insane. It takes incredible photos, incredible portrait photography. I did two vacations where I took thousands of photos with this iPhone, and as you can see now, they are insane. They take incredible photos, nighttime, daylight, sunsets, anything that you can throw at this iPhone, it takes incredible photos. And the video is not that different. So this iPhone performs. It performs really, really well. And even compared to mirrorless cameras, this is insane. And I did a TikTok and I did a YouTube short comparing this iPhone to a mirrorless camera. And I even did a YouTube video doing so, analyzing all the photos one by one. So you want to watch that, go check it out and see how the iPhone 16 Pro Max performs against a mirrorless camera. It's quite insane, guys. Quite insane. And so this was my experience with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. USB-C coming up through the iPhone 15 Pro Max has always been great. Another year and another confirmation that this was the best move that Apple could have done, killing Lightning. The cameras were good, very, very good. It served its purpose, but now I want to upgrade for the iPhone 17 Pro and do it all over again. Test out the cameras. One thing that I will change this year is for the smaller iPhone. I've broken my hand. I don't know if you can see it still. I'm still injured. I've broken my hand. I think it was 1 month ago. And that's why I stopped making lots of YouTube videos. I had my hand broken, could not do that much on it. And so I was using my iPhone with my left hand. Only had one hand to use the iPhone. And I thought, this iPhone is too big to use only one hand. So I made my mind and I'm going to buy the iPhone 17 Pro this year. That's not going to be great for the battery life because again, I kill this iPhone, the Pro Max model, very, very fast whenever I'm on vacation. And with the 17 Pro, I will have even more issues with the battery life, even more overheating, and even more dim of the display. I will probably have to buy a power bank for that, but I prefer to have a power bank than a big iPhone with an overkill display in terms of size, in my opinion. I have my iPad Pro, and I've been loving to use the iPad Pro with iPadOS 26. Now I don't need that big of an iPhone. I don't watch movies here, I don't watch YouTube videos here, I don't watch any type of multimedia here. I prefer to do it on my MacBook or iPad or TV because this display is still too small to do so. But I think that we need smaller iPhones, we need slimmer iPhones. And now Apple is going to release the iPhone 17 Air with the iPhone 17 Pro. This is going to be a great combo for those that actually want a smaller volume or at least a smaller iPhone. This year, I'm going to review the iPhone 17 Pro. So if you are excited, drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss those videos. As for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, it has been a great iPhone. But now it's time to retire it and give it another use case. So, thank you guys for watching. Drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to watch my last vlog with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Bye-bye.